For those of you who are too plugged in Monday through Friday to spend Sundays online, we are creating a weekly summary of each week's message that you can watch in less than 3 minutes. That's longer than it takes for me to pop a bag of popcorn, so this will be my timer. This week we began a new series. We are working our way through the words of the Old Testament prophet Joel. Joel paints a picture of the end times and a coming day of the Lord. And he tells us how to prepare for that day, and that's going to be our focus in the coming weeks. But first, Joel teaches us what to do when we face a disaster today. His disaster was this massive invasion of locusts that left Israel in ruins and impacted everyone, from the priests to the drunkards. Chapter 1 describes the disaster in detail, and the bottom line is locusts eat everything, and everything is changed. 2020 has brought its own set of life-changing disasters for us. But the truth is, whether we're facing a worldwide pandemic or a disaster that's closer to home, a lost relationship, or something that's broken in our life, Joel reminds us that our response is the same. That we can come to God and mourn. That we can come to God with our grief, with our tears. That our tears can cleanse our eyes so that we can see God more clearly. And one of the things that we will see is that God never abandons us. That He is right there with us. That Jesus weeps with us and He will lift us up. There's a great command in the New Testament from one of the early church leaders, a guy named Paul. Paul says, rejoice with those who rejoice and mourn with those who mourn. If there are things going on in your life that you need someone to come alongside you, that's why we are here. And we would love to mourn with you. You might use the prayer request link on our website to let us know how we can pray for you and how we can weep together right now. Next week, we're going to learn how to rend our hearts. And we have a memory verse that we're going to use for this entire series, where we find the instruction to do that. Joel 2:13. It says, rend your heart and not your garments. Return to the Lord your God. He is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and abounding in love. Say that with me. Rend your heart, not your garments. Return to the Lord your God. He is gracious and compassionate, slow to anger, and abounding in love. Well, it sounds like the popcorn is about ready. I've got an entire season of Top Chef to watch. My prayer for you this week is that you will experience God's gracious love, His compassion, His abounding love for you, and we'll see you next week. Take care. Popcorn is ready.